All right. So new home buyer comes in, wants to get a loan. What would be the first steps on that? Like,
So usually what we do is direct them to the website to apply. I give them my link to apply, ryanwrichardson.com. Tell them fill out the basic information, and it'll automatically generate a needs list of docs to submit, W-2s, bank statements, pay stubs. That way we can start reviewing all of those documents and know exactly how much they're going to be able to qualify for.
okay. And new construction versus resale. Let's talk a little bit about that.
So new construction, it tends to be a little bit harder to hit the higher price point of their budget sometimes because the taxes tend to be a little bit higher. Okay. On a resale, especially on an older subdivision, older homes, the county tends to have a lower assessed value on the homes compared to new construction. So, I mean, with that being said, that is something that we need to take into account, make sure we verify those taxes, especially on a property where they're considered unimproved with the appraisal district. So basically, we have a little calculation we use, sales price times 80% times the total tax rate for the neighborhood. So it tends to be a little bit higher on the taxes, but, we usually, find a way to make it work with the new construction neighborhoods.
Okay. Home loan versus going out and seeing homes. Which would you say needs to happen first?
Definitely pre-qualification. Okay. We don't want them to go look at houses that maybe they can't afford and get, emotionally invested in maybe a specific house that they love. If, maybe they can't hit that price point. And then, on the flip side, maybe they could get into a higher price point and they don't even realize it, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So that's always something we like to do right up front because it helps you guys kind of fine-tune their home search so that you know which ones they're going to be able to qualify for.
Yeah. And there's just such basic information that clients don't necessarily know yet. I've seen it where people still think I have to have 20% down to buy a home. And so that's where they think, I can only afford so much because I have to have 20% down. We're like, no. That's not the case, right? And so you want to make sure that you're really looking at your monthly budget and your big picture budget to see what exactly, what's doable for me, what's doable for my family, the reality of it.
And how long, once they apply and everything's done, how long does that pre-qualification or pre-approval last?
We always say 90 days because the credit report's good for 120 days. Okay. So if, they contract on something within 90 days, that gives us that extra 30 days to get the loan closed. But they're not starting over once it expires. I mean, once it gets to the 90-day point, that's...
We're just going to update it.
Yeah, we have an opportunity to revisit with them and find out, have they taken out any new loans? Has their income changed? Especially if it's fluctuating. Are you working more hours or less hours, overtime, bonus, commission, things like that? Because a lot can change within 3 months. So it just gives us an opportunity to revisit and make sure that the price point that we qualified them for is still going to work.
And that they're not buying new cars or new furniture
exactly.
and that stuff. No big purchases.
They didn't spend all their savings going to Aruba. Yeah.
Right. First-time home buyer versus down payment assistance programs.
The big thing for me is credit. Where's your credit at? Because depending on some programs, a minimum start at like 620, 640, 680. So depending on where your credit's at, that either opens more doors or closes them, right? So that's a big differentiation.
And then another thing that you mentioned was that if they're considered a new home buyer, first-time home buyer doesn't necessarily mean that they've never bought a home.
Right.
It just means that
last 3 years, typically, they haven't owned a house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is really interesting.
Right.
I know
Absolutely.
that's really, for me, that's a huge.
Yeah. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought, they've never bought a home. They're first time home buyer. Yeah. But no, actually just 3 years. So that's good. Yeah. Okay. And then appraisals, if they come in lower.
So typically that's, when we'll give the buyer's agent a heads up, hey, they come in light, and gives you guys the opportunity to communicate with the listing agent and see if they're going to come down on the purchase price, if y'all going to split the difference. The only time it really can throw a wrench on our side is if they're putting the minimum down. If it doesn't make value, then they've got to shore up the difference, because if we use the lower value, then their loan to value ratio will exceed the limit. And so that's a time for determining if they have the funds to be able to shore up the difference between the contract price and the appraised price. So, but I mean, usually we always find a way to work it out, with you guys, we all
things like that.
kind of row together to get to the finish line.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
exactly.
For
yeah,
sure.
it's at that point, it's the whole team.
Yeah. So we are so thankful to Bolt Mortgage, and I'm very blessed to have you guys in my life, and I want to thank you for everything that you do for our industry, from Canva classes to CE classes and things that you do, and allowing us to use this space as well for this. So
of course.
we want to say thank you, and
help.
contact information real quick.
Yeah, so my website is ryanwrichardson.com. Also, that's got all my contact info listed on it. Also, we do have a company page, boltmortgage.com, that has our whole team on there. Lauren's on there if you need her contact information, or email if you want to interested about a class or something like that she's got scheduled. But yeah, check us out, and we look forward to hearing from you.
We have all of our socials. There's actually a link tree, so I don't know if you have a link tree account. It's always so fun. It's like linktr.ee / Bolt Mortgage. But that has all of our socials, our TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We have a website specifically for the hub for classes and trainings. Right. And then we just launched a Facebook page for that as well. Keep it all in one spot. Make it easy.
Linktree.
Yeah. But so, between the website or the Linktree, or just finding us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whichever. Like, we're pretty Googleable, so.
Yeah. Well, I definitely am always tagging that I'm here with Ryan.
Yeah, I know. It's such a, I mean, it is what it is. I have location for the hub pops up, location for Ryan Richardson, Bolt Mortgage pops up, but I cannot get location for Bolt Mortgage to populate.
Yeah, when I click in Bolt, he comes up.
I know. I think he put some
He was he was quick on the draw.
I know. It's so funny.
Well, we want to say thank you. Next month we will have Rosie Sierra, a broker for Sierra Realty, and we want to thank you, and we hope that everybody has a great holiday season. Bye, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye, guys.
Bye.